Cassandra Nova, the bald, gore lookalike Indiana Jones Professor X clone, has finally arrived in Marvel Future Fight, and you will be able to unlock her absolutely for free in just a few days when the event tokens arrive for the Deadpool Wolverine update. However, due to time, I cannot show you that way of doing things. So instead, I've purchased the Deadpool Immortal chest. We've got 6 of these bad boys, and I'm going to crack them open. Each one has an 8% chance of getting her bios. And otherwise, what you could do is just buy a X-Gene sub, which is a 100% guaranteed chance to choose her bios. But I like to live dangerously, so here we are. Failing the first 3 polls, failing the first 4 polls, failing the first 5 polls. Don't do this to me. And there we go! We clutched it out on the last... on the last poll. So, whether or not you get her through that madness-induced method, or you get her 5 bios for free to unlock her at 1 star in the upcoming event token shop, you will be presented with this page right here. Then you'll say to yourself, wow, she has a huge skull. And then you'll be like, yeah, that's true. She looks, homo habilis. And then you'll press OK. And then you'll be like, yo, I got a 1-star Cassandra Nova. That's really cool. Okay. Then you'll go ahead and favorite the character, and you'll start to rank her up. Now, because she's a mutant, she's going to be ranked up with feathers and Emcron crystals and Emcron shards, but you don't want to waste that stuff. And also, she's a premium character, right? She's only available through the X-Gene sub or what I just did. So you're going to have to use, or you're going to want to use rank up tickets, also because the X-Men materials are too valuable for things like Wolverine's uniform, Deadpool's uniform, or many other much stronger characters like Jean Grey, Magneto, etc. So we're going to absolutely use rank up tickets. In this case, I'm going to use a mega rank up ticket, but you can also just use regular 2 to 6 star rank up tickets. And you can actually pick up right now. You can actually pick up in this shop for a couple of days. I believe it's a 2, 3, and 4 star rank up ticket. And then you can pull the 5 and 6 star rank up tickets for free from other events like gold spending, energy spending events. So you can absolutely do that for free. From here, you're still going to want to use rank up tickets, though. You're going to want to use a mega tier 2 ticket. And the reason for that is you're not going to be able to get her bios unless you went with the X-Gene sub. If you went with the X-Gene sub, then you're good to go. You'll collect 30 bios of hers every day, and you can slow build her. But for everybody else who's going to get her for free or do what I just did, you're absolutely going to want to use one of these bad boys to take her to tier 2 instantly. So we're going to skip all that jazz, get her to tier 2, and now, there we go. We have the newest character minted at tier 2. Mumu Dry, Xavier's twins, and Mind Control, with his estrangement, and Flesh... What was that? Flesh Reaver? Ugh, brother, ugh. Flesh Reaver waiting for us. So there we go. We got her at tier 2 now. We need to search for her potential. So we rolled for Cassandra's first potential in World Boss Legend Plus as a striker, and we missed. As far as the skills go for Cassandra, you're going to want to just level up the ones that have buffs that are relevant. So the 5th skill is pretty huge because it increases her HP recovery from 10 to 30%, the barrier from 5 to 10, and then that frenzy buff gets doubled. So you absolutely want to level up Sentinel activation. Astral Beam actually doesn't need to be leveled up. As you can see, it's just the damage, but not very much of it. Telepathic Illusion is probably another one you have to upgrade because it goes from 50% chance to be immune to 100% chance, and it more than doubles the frenzy buff. So 3 and 5 for sure need to get leveled up. The other ones, honestly, you can pass, especially if you are really tight on gold. For the ISO 8 set, you want to go, of course, with something like Power of Angry Hulk, Hawk's Eye, or Overdrive. It really depends on what it looks like when you hit the details page, which of the skills, or sorry, important stats, I should say, are not capped. So you can see cooldown is capped, but ignore defense is not capped, dodge is not capped, crit damage is not capped, and attack speed is not capped. Now, in the case of having attack speed and ignore dodge not capped, Power of Angry Hulk seems like it's the best option. So we're actually going to use a selector here. Go to Power of Angry Hulk. Boom, there we go. We got it on the first try, guys. Wow, super lucky. Keep in mind she is an energy attack character, so you're going to want to give her either, you're going to have to, the silver ones are going to have to be all attack, which I actually don't have any of, so I'm going to have to re-roll this one later. But the red ones can be either energy or all attack. And then we're going to just go through here and equip all of these until we can see what the new stat breakdown looks like. We're going to go with all attack HP or energy attack HP, just not physical attack HP. That would be a huge waste on someone like Cassandra. Definitely don't want to do that. Not that I've done that before. Cough, cough. There we go. That's active. And now we can go back and look, and We're capped on attack speed, but we're actually still not capped on ignore defense. So you have two options here. You can either chuck on a 4-star ignore defense Uru, which is probably what I'm going to do right now, or even a 3-star ignore defense Uru is going to work here. Or if you didn't want to do that, or if you were way lower, like if your ignore defense was still like 45% or something like that, you could then change her 4th gear. My 4th gear is skill cooldown. I probably don't need this either, so I'm actually going to reroll this for something like crit damage or dodge. Particularly dodge is a good one to focus on if you have a new character like this that you think could be for PvP, but doesn't have a uniform. She's missing all those extra stats, so she needs everything she can get to try to stay alive as long as possible. So I actually should have rerolled that to dodge, but I didn't. Don't have the artifact here. And then for the custom gear, we're going to try and see if she's proc friendly. So interestingly enough, Cassandra's rotation recommended by the devs is 3-5-4. And if you do 3-5-4 with a slight delay on 5, you get yourself about 60 hits, 65 hits. That's pretty cool. If you instant cancel everything, you don't get any of the hits from 5. You don't get the sentinels. It's really bad. You only get about 31 hits. However, bear with me here. Cassandra's best skill, her most gorgeous skill, is actually not her 5th skill. It's her 2nd skill. Because she either drops an Ant-Man head on you, she drops a taxi on you, or if you get lucky, she'll drop a sentinel head on you. And the thing is, that's an instant cancel skill too. So instead of doing 3-5-4, you can actually do 3-2-5-4. And you get all of those hits plus the taxi. So now you bump yourself up to almost 80 hits. So I'm not really sure why they didn't include the 2nd skill, but that is the best way to do it. So I would experiment between 3-2-5-4 or 3-5-2-4, whatever feels more natural for your fingers to sort of move around, or whatever is best for you that's not activating your proc too early. Again, she absolutely has some hits on her for a 3rd skill at the beginning that can trigger proc early, but otherwise I would say she's pretty solid for proc friendliness. So that being said, like, her skills are gorgeous, and so I really want to play as her. I kind of wish her 4th skill was like a V-pad or an infinite beam skill, because that would just be the cherry on the cake, the icing on the cake sort of thing. But that being said, let's see what she would look like with something like a CTP of energy. For the Uru, you're going to want to start off with a base of 8 energy attack Uru, and then from there, whatever's left over, you would either fill in with, HP Uru or crit damage Uru, depending on whether you're going for a PvE or PvP build. And we got it! Potential unlocked on the 2nd day, baby. Now that we can take Cassandra to tier 3 with her potential unlocked, let's go ahead and do it, baby. Evil Spirit, you know it. Oh, we actually have a potential enhanced ticket. For those of you that ever have these tickets for regular native tier 1 characters, you should always just use them. People ask me, hey, who should I use them on? Who is it most valuable to use on? They're all the same. You're going to be saving the same amount of gold, the same amount of resources. The only thing you could maybe say is prioritize mutants, because it's feathers, it's Mcron crystals and Phoenix feathers, and CCF, of course, instead of black antimatter and Chaos Northstones. But that also depends on whether you as a player have a lot of BAM and CNS or not. Because BAM and CNFs don't have a cap, whereas this does have a cap, although it's 9,000 now. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's a little bit more advantageous to use these tickets on mutants, but I would recommend just use them. Save yourself the gold now so that you don't have to worry about it any time later. So now we got to go ahead and get her gear, but first we're going to use a stage 6 advance boom ticket. Farm these for free from story mode. Super good. We're going to go ahead and, oh, we only have 1,500 feathers, so let's see how far we can get with 1,500 feathers here. Hopefully we'll be able to get all the way to tier 3, but I certainly have ways of getting more feathers. So that looks like it's cost me about 500. That makes sense. That honestly, when I tested it out, it was about 500 feathers per gear. So I'm going to be short about 500, but we can easily get that through, farming and some shop exchanges. I mean, shit, you can get feathers in the Alliance shop now, baby, once a week. So yeah, we might even do that. Okay, a little bit unlucky there. That one cost me close to 600. So hopefully this one will be a little bit cheaper, and we should be about at 0. Oh wow, we didn't even make it. Okay, I was gonna say we should be about 0 with this gear here, but no. So we could actually go into the shop, test to find power. Sure, we could go into the shop and we could pick up. Let's see here. How much is this? This is. Oh no, there's no feathers here. What am I saying? No. Is there feathers here in this shop? Also no. No. All right, and we're back with another 1,100 feathers. We did a bit of farming. We did a bit of timeline battle, token shop exchanging. We should get lucky here and end up with about 5... We should end up with about 500-600 feathers after this last gear of Cassandra's boots. And then I genuinely can't remember. I don't think there's feathers needed for the Tier 3 advancement itself. I think the Tier 3 advancement is Emcron crystals, which I have a ton of. So yeah, I was pretty accurate with the amount of feathers that are left. Now we could use a Tier 3 advancement ticket. I actually have 2 of those. That's very interesting. That would save me 2.5 million gold. But yeah, you actually don't need any feathers, feathers or Emcron crystals at all. So you know what? I'm actually going to use one of these. It works only on regular Tier 2 characters, and it advances them to Tier 3. But they have to have their gears done, I believe. I don't know if I had to have the gears done. Maybe I wasted I think I had to have the gears done. I think it's not a mega ticket, right? It's just a regular advancement ticket. So these are really interesting. I think I got these from sales. I think maybe they gave one of them away very recently in the most recent anniversary. But if you have one of these, again, it doesn't really matter who you use it on. There's no like more beneficial character. The only thing I would say is look at the books, right? If there's another character, if you have a long list of a certain type, if you're trying to Tier 3 a bunch of universals or Tier 3 a bunch of speed types because you're looking at supports, so you want to get White Fox, you want to get Shuri, right? You're trying to bang out a bunch of supports, then maybe use the ticket on one of those characters. But yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. Boom. And we have now minted our Tier 3 Cassandra Nova. Very nice. The bald Indiana Jones. Let's go, dude. She gains about 33,000 HP. And then a bit of defense. Her defense is still kind of low. And then 15,000 energy attack. Very nice. The Flash Reaver. Or Flesh Reaver. So the build ends up looking something like this. We have crit damage there. So we're pretty much capped on everything important except for dodge. It's a bit high. The crit damage is a little bit high. We do have a CTP of energy on her. So we could re-roll the crit damage over to dodge if we were, more focused on PvP type stuff instead of PvE. But I think this is fine. I want to showcase now what she can do damage-wise, give you a little glimpse of what she can do with a CTP of energy. All right, here we go. We're going to try her out on stage 54, I believe, of Null. We're going to do 3, 2, 5, 4, and proc. Very nice. Okay, we get about 3 bars there. And then we're just going to do the same thing. And then hit the Tier 3, and there we go. Okay. Tier 3 seems to have slightly more damage. Okay, we missed our proc there because we decided to co-op. That probably wasn't the right call. That's okay. So with the rotation like we talked about before for Cassandra, you basically just do 3 instant cancel, 2 instant cancel, 5, and then you just have to do a slight delay on 5 before you can get that rockin'. Slight delay on 5. As soon as you see the pink light, you're good to go. So it looks like she can clear this stage, and this is nice because this is not the only build for her. This is what I want to point out. So I'm using a CTP of energy, which is obviously very good, and she's very, very proc friendly. But you can also use a CTP of judgment. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I got interrupted by the snakes there, but yo, she can do this. That's crazy. Yeah, Tier 3s, man. Nice. This is good. This is really good. And she would get even stronger if you give her more of a build, obviously. I definitely missed my proc there. Yeah, okay. No worries there, no worries. There's not a lot. There's actually not a lot of lingering damage on her Tier 3, so it shouldn't interrupt your following rotation, which is good. I actually want to finish this fight. And then maybe we'll do a follow-up video where we push her, like, maybe give her a Mighty Judgment and see how good she can be. But this is really nice. I like the chain hit from the energy. Nice. We get to test how proc-friendly she is. I think she would be really nice if you wanted to go more budget with, like, a double mind damage proc. Like a double mind damage 200 proc. Or maybe a mind damage ignore dodge proc, or a mind damage crit damage proc. I think all of those would be quite nice. Yo, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Well, really nice damage. Really nice damage. Ooh, very nice. We push him to the next phase. Perfect timing there. We're going to have to rush this one, but we didn't get it in time. Darn. Okay. I was trying to do some really cheeky stuff to get to the next phase. We accidentally killed Mystique, which was not my intention. Sorry, Mystique. But yeah, she's doing great, man. She's doing great. For a brand new character, just, straight out of the line build, I think this is great. Very proc friendly. I've mixed a couple of procs because I'm still new practicing this. But yeah, pretty solid stuff. Oh, he's right on the cusp, eh? There we go. He was literally like right there. Okay, so we're going to finish this with a lot of time to spare. Yeah, a lot. Let's go ahead and proc. Let's see how good her damage reduction is. Oh, look at that. Pretty tanky. Wow. Hey, 2 minutes left on 54. That's not bad at all, dude. Now, I know it's a CTP, but that's pretty solid for a brand new character. I think that's pretty good. It's not quite Havoc level, but he is a native tier 2 Epic Quest character. So yeah, I think she's really fun to play. I really like her animations, and she has a little bit of value there, right? She has a debuff lead as well, which is kind of interesting. So maybe, right? And she also has this ignore targeting effect that triggers when her HP is below 60%. Maybe you could do some fun stuff with her for AC. We don't know, right? AC just got reworked. Call me crazy, but I might be coming to you next week with a Cassandra PvP build for AC. Anyways, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this Cassandra Nova full build, rank up, and gameplay. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.